forth, and she speaks and he speaks, and they're going back and forth. And now Jesus just cuts the argument off, and he says, show me where you laid it. And she said, Jesus, it's been 4 days. I mean, he stinks by now. It's been too long. You're too late. He's been in this condition too long. Jesus said, I didn't ask you that. I said, show me where you laid it. Show me where you gave up. Show me where you walked away. Show me where you said I was too late. Show me where you got mad at me. Show me where you didn't think I could do anything anymore. Show me where you thought I was too late. Show me where you laid it. Because I'm preaching to somebody right now who's mad at God because he didn't show up when you wanted him to show up, and he didn't come when you called him. And so you mad at God. I used to say your jaws are a little tight with him. You're a little small with God, but I can hear him tenderly telling you, listen, just take me to the problem. Just take me to where you thought I was too late. Take me to that marriage where you thought it was over. Just take me, just show me, just take me there. Take me to that child that you already given. Just take me to that health situation where the doctor turned his head and just show me where you laid it. Show me where you laid it. And when they got there, he said, now move the stone. The Lord, he stinks by now. I didn't ask you about his condition. Just move the stone. Move the stone. Why? Because at some point you need to stop crying and get up and do something about the problem. You see, if you do what you can do, that's when God will do what you can't do. But you've got to do your part. Move the stone. And Jesus didn't ask them anything about the metaphysical establishment of power within the framework of the paradigm of their reality. Just move the stone. He didn't ask for a psychoanalysis from a metamorphic pedagogist. Just move the stone. Some of us have stones in the way of us getting to Jesus. I mean, you want him to move in your life. You're waiting on him. You're wondering what's taking him so long. You want him to move in your life, and you shack it up. Preach, boy. Move the stone. Somebody else, you're wanting him to get you that job you've been praying for, and you're waiting on him to fix it, and you're waiting on him to work it out, and you just lied on your taxes. Oh, you ain't got it right now. I mean, that was the 15th, wasn't it? That was before. You just move the stone. Somebody else in here, you're praying to God to get your family back together. You're praying for him to work out issues that you've got within the home, and between both of you, the two of you, you're disrespecting and robbing God. Not to mention being disobedient every time the collection plate passes you. But you're waiting on him to, I know I'm preaching it tonight. You're waiting on him to move. But then you haven't yet moved the stone. Y'all, you got to think about it. If Jesus could get Lazarus up, he could have moved that rock. But he wants you to do your part. You got to do your part if you want him to move. Is this making sense? You got to do your part if you want him to move in your life. So they moved the stone, and I'm finished. They moved the stone, and Jesus in verse 43, even though the situation looked dead, it looked hopeless, it looked lifeless, Jesus spoke to what they were crying over, and he said, Lazarus, come forth. You'll notice in the text that Jesus is the only one that called him by his name. The other folk called him sick. They called him stinky. They did call him brother. They called him dead. But Jesus called him by his name. And he got up. And I submit to you today that when you stop listening to what other folk call you, I mean, sometimes that's enough to make you cry right there. But when you learn to answer what he calls you, I mean, he has the power to raise you up out of dead. Have I got anybody? He's got the power to raise you up out of dead situations. You listen to what he calls you. He calls you a chosen generation. He calls you a royal priesthood. He calls you an heir and a joint heir. He calls you the head and not the tail. He calls you a son and a daughter, a prince and a princess. You listen to what he calls you because he has the power to raise you back up again. There's a story that said the devil challenged Jesus one day. He said, Jesus, I've been watching you moving around and you look pretty good, but I was just wondering if you had much power. I mean, I've seen you open blind eyes and that's okay. I've seen you feed multitudes and that's all right. I saw you heal sick bodies and that's okay too. But I was wondering if you had the power to raise anybody from the dead. Jesus said, matter of fact, I'm on my way to Jairus' house. And follow me there. He got there and he put everybody out of the house and Jesus went over to that girl. His daughter was laying there at the point of death. Jesus went over to that girl and he said to her, he said, damsel, arise. Where it says that the girl sat up, got up, stood up and ate up. And the devil said, well, that's pretty good, but you got her at the point of death. I'm wondering if you can get anybody after they die. He said, well, I'm on my way now to a city called Nain. Widow woman's son there just died and follow me to Nain. And he followed him on to Nain. And when they got to Nain, the funeral procession was going on into the cemetery. And Jesus, what he did was he stopped the procession